In my previous review on Nobunaga's Ambition Sphere of Influence, I mentioned that I planned on eventually making a video where I compare Nobunaga's Ambition to Total War Shogun 2, seeing as how they are both massively popular samurai strategy games. So here we are to take a look at both games side by side and figure out which game does what better. By the way, I'm not going to actually take score or anything. This video isn't going to outright say that one game is better than the other, because both games have their strengths and weaknesses. It's just fun to compare and contrast the two titles. So then, let's dive in. The first thing we need to look at is the period. How well does each game approach the era of the Sengoku Jidai? Of course, both games go about the time period differently. While Shogun 2 always starts the game in 1545, Nobunaga's Ambition offers you a wide array of start dates throughout the Sengoku Jidai, as well as additional DLC start dates. This ensures that while the starting parameters for Shogun 2 remain the same regardless of what clan you choose to play, the gameplay of Nobunaga's Ambition will change drastically depending on when you decide to start your game, due to the consistently changing country at war. This gives Nobunaga's Ambition an edge in terms of variety, which, speaking of variety, let's talk about clans. Shogun 2 offers a total of 12 clans to play as if you have the 3 additional DLC clans. These clans in the game are considered to be the largest and most influential clans of the Sengoku Jidai, particularly around the game's start date of 1545. This is in contrast to Nobunaga's Ambition, where you can literally play as any clan you want to across the entire map, no matter which start date you choose. You can even decide to create your own clan using custom characters. With this custom clan, you can even choose to place your castle roughly anywhere on the map. Moving on though, let's take a look at clan interaction and politics. In regards to diplomacy between clans, I actually feel Shogun 2 has a stronger system, as you really have more options for going about discussing matters and making agreements with your neighbors. Some of the core decisions are still present in both games, for example, alliances and marriages. However, Shogun 2 also allows you to initiate trade between clans, as well as trade embargoes, hostage exchanges, payments, and granting of military access. In Nobunaga's Ambition, diplomacy is automated through appointing an officer to work with another clan. This will slowly increase your friendship to that clan, allowing you to eventually request forces, enter into short and long-term alliances, and most importantly, arrange marriages, which are essentially alliances with an indefinite time span. It's a good system, yet Shogun 2 has a bit more to offer. But what about the characters in your clan? Well, once again, both games go about your generals and family members very differently. While Nobunaga's Ambition considers all generals and family members as officers, which can get assigned various positions, Shogun 2 categorizes them into 3 branches: the daimyo and his brothers, the daimyo's sons, and your non-family member generals. And it is in this area that Shogun 2 once again overshadows Nobunaga's Ambition, as the ability to view a family tree is something sorely missed in Sphere of Influence. However, the officer loyalty system is far more detail-rich in Nobunaga's Ambition, and couple that with how much you utilize officers for various tasks, you really start to form unique bonds and connections with many of your officers. Now, both games also feature ways to advance the capabilities of your generals as well. While Shogun 2 gives us broad skill trees that we can use to truly customize our generals, Nobunaga's Ambition gives each officer their own battle tactic, along with a plethora of traits for them to learn. While the system in Nobunaga's Ambition is good, I much prefer the skill tree system in Shogun 2, as the customization aspect really helps to immerse you and aid you in creating the perfect general for each scenario. Next up, I want to talk about the battle system. Now, both games offer tremendous combat mechanics that test your skills in strategic thinking. And while Nobunaga's Ambition really does have an innovative system, allowing for special officer tactics and diverse formations, you really can't beat Total War battles. They just have so much more to offer in terms of unit types, terrain elements, and weather effects. It's just far more detailed. But taking a step back, let's look at how wars and relations function in each title. In Nobunaga's Ambition, wars are started on a whim. As soon as one army engages another, the war is on. There is no actual declaration of war like in Shogun 2. It's simply started as soon as battle begins. Wars in Nobunaga's Ambition also just end, depending on how much time it has been since the last engagement. If it has been several months since the last time your forces fought, the war is considered to be over. Much different than Shogun 2, where peace has to be made through diplomacy. In terms of war, I feel both games offset each other, as not declaring war seems more historically accurate to the Sengoku Jidai than actually engaging in diplomacy to let your enemy know that you're going to be at war with them. However, negotiating peace is one thing that I feel should be an element in Nobunaga's Ambition, as it would be a more concrete way to view the end of a conflict. However, while both games feature alliances, Nobunaga's Ambition takes things a step further with coalitions, which basically turn into large-scale, chaotic faction wars fought over an entire region of Japan. For relations, Shogun 2 goes pretty in-depth, as how much a clan likes you or hates you can be seen by a number of positive and negative factors. This is much different to the simplistic relationship system present in Nobunaga's Ambition that pretty much just has to do with how influential your clan is. Yet, oddly enough, it's the approach taken by Nobunaga's Ambition that I actually much prefer. In Shogun 2, the larger your clan gets, the more other clans will hate you due to your territorial expansion. And it gets even worse once the Realm Divide event occurs, and all of Japan pretty much sides against you. That's not the case in Nobunaga's Ambition, as becoming a large clan will often cause smaller clans to submit to you rather than oppose you. Larger clans will still usually turn hostile towards you, yet you don't have so much of a headache in the process, as your vassal clans and long-term allies will still stand by your side as your influence continues to grow stronger. It's just a more sensible system. The next thing I want to discuss is questing and missions. Both games have them, and they actually serve the same purpose for the most part. In both games, quests are there to help bolster the strength of your clan. Yet, one difference is that Nobunaga's Ambition also gives you historical quests that further the actual history of the period being played out during your game. The last thing I want to discuss is achieving victory. Both games have similar objectives: take over territory, become the new shogun, and unite Japan. Of course, both games also go about becoming shogun much differently, along with even more difference once you actually become shogun. In Shogun 2, you need to simply seize Kyoto and hold it for an entire year. Only then will you be named the new shogun. Of course, this may not end the game for you, because you will still need to hold your selected amount of provinces to secure victory. In Nobunaga's Ambition, once your clan grows strong enough, you will receive a quest to become the new shogun, which will require capturing 30 additional castles, including Kyoto, if you don't already have it. This will then grant you the title of shogun. However, once you are shogun, Shogun 2 doesn't really give you anything new, besides no more realm divide on newly vassalized clans. Yet, in Nobunaga's Ambition, you can actually deal out new ranks to other clans that increase their loyalty, as well as call a war ban, which will end the game in your victory. It's for this reason that I feel the ending to Nobunaga's Ambition is far more concrete and fitting, even though the Shogun 2 ending is still pretty sweet with its cinematics. Anyway, those are my thoughts on two of the largest samurai strategy games on the market, compared side by side. Once again, I'm not here to say which game is better between the two, because as we've seen, both games do certain aspects better. And of course, there are plenty of other minor details I could have gone over, but I didn't, because honestly I wanted to just focus on the larger stuff. You can check out my full in-depth reviews on both games right here, and know that my next samurai game review will be on a lesser known game called Way of the Samurai 3. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell if you enjoyed this video and found it to be most entertaining.